Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. Before anyone could say a word, before the fandom even caught its breath, one photo appeared and suddenly everything felt like it was being silenced. But here's the thing. If Jikook wasn't real, why did it need to be shut down at all? There are moments in K-pop that feel carefully planned, polished, and perfectly edited. And then there are moments that feel too raw, too quiet, too human to be manufactured. Moments that slip through the cracks of schedules, cameras, and official narratives. This is one of those moments, because no matter how many years pass, no matter how loud the denials become, no matter how carefully things are framed for the public, one truth keeps resurfacing in the softest yet most powerful way possible. Jikook is still the only real one. It wasn't a stage. It wasn't a performance. There were no cheers, no music swelling in the background. Just a single photo, one image. And somehow that was enough to shake the fandom all over again. When RM posted that photo, it looked innocent at first glance. Casual, almost strategic in how normal it seemed. A leader doing what leaders do, setting the tone, redirecting attention, grounding the narrative. To many outsiders, it was just another group moment, another reminder of unity. But to those who have been watching closely for years, it feels different. Felt like a response, because right before that photo, something had shifted. Jungkook and Jimin had been too quiet, too close, too comfortable in a way that didn't ask for permission or approval. Their interactions weren't loud, but they were consistent. Lingering glances, unfiltered laughter, a shared silence that speaks louder than any fan service ever could. The kind of closeness you don't fake, because faking it would actually take more effort than just telling the truth. Felt it, fans. They always do. And then suddenly that photo appeared. Felt like a gentle interruption. Not aggressive, not angry, just timely. As if to say, look here instead. As if to subtly close a door that had started to open a little too wide. But here's the thing about real emotions, they don't disappear just because someone wants them to. No photo, no matter how carefully chosen, could erase the way Jungkook's eyes soften only around Jimin. Couldn't undo the way Jimin instinctively reaches for Jungkook without thinking, without checking who's watching. You can't crop out years of shared growth, shared pain, shared comfort. You can't edit out chemistry that lives in muscle memory. And that's why the attempt didn't work. Because instead of silencing the conversation, it reignited it. People went back. They rewatched old clips. They noticed patterns that never broke. They remember moments that never needed explanation. Like how Jungkook becomes quieter, gentler, more grounded when Jimin is near. Like how Jimin's smile changes when it's Jungkook standing next to him, not brighter, but deeper, safer. This isn't about shipping anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. This is about authenticity. In an industry built on images, Jikook has always felt strangely unfiltered. Not perfect, not dramatic, just real. They don't try to convince anyone. They don't sell a fantasy. They exist in a shared space that feels lived in, worn, and warm. The kind of bond that doesn't need defending because it isn't fragile. And maybe that's exactly why it makes people nervous. Because real connections can't be controlled. RM has always carried the weight of balance between honesty and responsibility, between what is felt and what is allowed to be shown. So when that photo dropped, many fans didn't see it as malice. They see it as protection, an attempt to keep things from going too far, too fast, too openly. But even protection has limits. You can guide the narrative, but you can't rewrite the truth that lives in people's eyes. And Jungkook's eyes have always betrayed him. Every time Jimin laughs, every time he speaks, every time he's vulnerable, Jungkook reacts before he can think. That's not training. That's instinct. That's love in whatever form it exists between them. And Jimin has never hidden where he feels safest. His emotions spill easily, but his trust doesn't. The way he leans into Jungkook, not physically, but emotionally, says more than any statement ever could. When things get overwhelming, when the world feels too loud, he gravitates back to one place. One person. No photo can change that. So when fans say Jikook is still the only real one, they aren't rejecting the group. They aren't denying friendships. They aren't creating drama. They're recognizing consistency. They're recognizing a connection that has survived eras, concepts, rumors, distance, and silence. They're recognizing something that never needed to be proven because it has never disappeared.
아니 아까 너무 돌이 많아서 이런 거. 근데
좋아요. 심도 날리면 되니까.
And maybe that's why this moment hurts a little. Because seeing that photo felt like watching someone gently try to close a book while the story was still being written. Not out of cruelty, but out of fear. Fear of misinterpretation. Fear of consequences. Fear of a truth that might be too complicated for the world to accept. But stories like this don't end when someone looks away. They live on in the quiet moments, in the unscripted reactions, in the way Jungkook still looks for Jimin first, in the way Jimin still lights up when Jungkook walks into the room, in the way nothing ever really changes between them, no matter what's posted, deleted, or reframed. So yes, RM may have tried to shut it down with a photo, and maybe from a leadership perspective that made sense. But the heart doesn't work like that. You can't unfeel what has been felt for years. You can't undo a bond that was built slowly, privately, and sincerely. And you definitely can't convince people who have watched with open hearts that what they're seeing isn't real. Because real doesn't need permission to exist. And Jikook has always existed. And maybe that's why this story never really ends. Because no matter how many photos are posted, no matter how carefully moments are redirected, what's real always finds a way to surface. Jikook doesn't shout. They don't explain. They simply exist, and that quiet consistency speaks louder than anything else ever could. If you felt it too, you're not alone. Leave a comment and tell us what you saw in that moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another chapter from the Jikook Diaries. Until next time, keep watching closely because the truth is always in the details.